The MCU is dead. Avengers Doomsday is gonna suck. I hate Marvel. Don't worry, that's not the kind of site this is. Welcome to Zekism, and great news for all Marvel fans. We're in the end game. Avengers Doomsday apparently has wrapped shooting, or will wrap shooting this week. I would imagine that's initial shooting, principal photography or whatever they call it, and that's great news. We come to here in this article from comicbookmovie.com. I was on various other outlets who were reporting it, all of which were linking to comicbookmovie.com, so I've just come straight here for the source. Avengers Doomsday wrapped shooting much sooner than we anticipated, and why that's good news. Of course it's great news. The Russos, they know what they're doing. And as excitement continues to grow build for Avengers Doomsday, we have a big update on when the movie wraps shooting, and it's quite a bit sooner than we expected, ahead of its release in theatres next December. Oh, so long way. Avengers Doomsday was originally scheduled to be released in theatres next May, with it and Avengers Secret Wars set to film back to back. There were concerns Marvel Studios was rushing the Russos brothers to get the two guaranteed blockbusters out in time. Well, they've both since been postponed to December 26 and December 2027 respectively. That's going to give the Russo brothers plenty of time for post-production VFX work and reshoots, the dreaded word reshoot, the latter of which will likely lead to major changes for the movies as Marvel Studios continues figuring out how to end the multiverse saga. Avengers Doomsday, which started production without a completed script, I hate that line, that's so annoying that they keep reporting that, began filming in the UK in April with several actors, including Chris Hemsworth and Alan Cumming, have since confirmed that they are done with their scenes. Now, Daniel Rickman is reporting that the movie will wrap as soon as this week. I follow him on Twitter. I urge people, if you're into Marvel, sort of, I don't want to say dirt sheets, behind the scenes sort of info, he's really good. He's quite a good source. Most of which I think most of his stuff I think gets verified as true. This may mean we will get something in the coming days to announce that work is done on the movie. Crucially, Avengers Doomsday now has plenty of time to be perfected by the team. By the time it's released next December. That's good news, though we'd bet on reshoots being factored into this lengthy post-production period. Those will likely help Marvel Studios work around certain actors' schedules and change key elements that make the movie better, make the movie better fit whatever the Russos come up with for Avengers Secret Wars. Earlier this week, Joe Russo said, "It's all in London, we're shooting them fairly back to back. It's a lot of work again, we may or may not survive, we'll see, but we're very excited about it. We found a way into the story that we think is going to be challenging for audiences. It's challenging for us to execute, and it's really exciting for us. It gets us out of bed to do it." I mean, that would probably be giving too much away. I think there's always looking for new faces because there's always new stories to tell. I think these movies are going to be a surprise to people, the filmmaker added when asked what fans can expect from the movies. "We found a way into the story. That's very exciting to us. It's very radical. It's going to challenge audiences." We'll pause there. So thoughts? Yes, it's great that it's finished principal photography and the initial shoot. Reshoots, of course. I was going to say all films. All these films, whatever studio, whatever franchise, whatever, they mostly all have reshoots because that's just the nature of it. Now, what we can I'll relate to from Avengers Doomsday to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, which I think most people would agree were very good films. Had the same creative process done to them, the same level of sort of care and attention, I guess, which is sort of we haven't got a completed script and they're working things over. I know people who worked on the shoot of Infinity War and they were filming stuff that never ended up in the final product. Hulk bursting out of the Hulkbuster suit to become, the Incredible Hulk was filmed, never happened. And I think that's been confirmed in sort of deleted scenes and stuff. Spider-Man wearing the Doctor Strange cloak or Doctor Strange wearing the Iron Man suit as well, which has now become an Iron Studios statue. Again, things their work, I don't want to say they're improvising a lot of the time, but they certainly work things out in the script that doesn't particularly work on screen, and they have change of mind based on the fact they're putting together, back-to-back films that may or may not lead into the future of Marvel. Look, I understand people would want a clean sort of, linear path where everything fits together all in the plan and the execution. Doesn't always happen that way. Anyone who's sort of created anything in terms of content will know that doesn't always happen. You have to sort of work through it. And it is a collaborative effort. I do trust the creative team they've got there. I think they've nailed it many times in the past. I think we're coming at it from a different point of view now, obviously, with Marvel sort of fighting upstream a little bit. And I think that's the perception, is that they've lost their way. I don't necessarily agree that that's the truth. I think that probably there's some truth to it, but I don't think it's the whole truth. But I think the focus on a great story, which apparently they've got, amazing returning cameos and characters and stuff, that's going to get people through the door. And if they can pull it all together, like, I mean, the argument would be lightning doesn't strike twice. They probably pulled off a miracle with Endgame. I acknowledge that. But the fact they've nailed it before, I think we should have more confidence going into this. And the fact they've wrapped early is a good sign as well, because that sort of tells you, okay, they're quite happy with what they've done. They're not shutting down production because they can't get things sorted. They seem in a good place. So I think this should be celebrated. I think this should be certainly pause for optimism. And yeah, I mean, I'm super excited, but as you probably all know, I'm really going to be the first in line to see it when it comes out in December 2026. It's so far away. But I think we're going to start seeing looks. I think, you know, they just had D23. They didn't reveal much. They had a light show where they showed the suit and so forth. And I'm still hesitant that that's the actual look of Doctor Doom that was released in that Shanghai Disney presentation poster thing. There might be the left hand doesn't know what the right one's doing with regards to marketing, so I'd be surprised if that's the nailed on final look. You know, it probably is mostly that, because it's Doctor Doom. How much they're going to radicalize the look. But I think it's exciting. I think I'm excited. I'm now starved of Marvel content. I know Marvel Zombies comes out in a week or two. That's not really going to hit the spot. I think Marvel's had an okay year. I don't think it's a terrible year. I don't think it's a great year either. Obviously, financially, we're talking revenue streams not being brilliant from the box office. That probably is a lot to do with the budget of these things. But I think what they need to do is they need to readjust their thinking. And I think that's what they're doing. I think we've got a creative team here that we know can excel. They work together well, and they nailed it multiple times in the past. The fact they've wrapped production early, I think, is a good thing. So without going into a tangent of is Marvel dead, which I don't think it is, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be great. And the fact that I think so many people who have been in it seemed quite positive about their participation in it and what it is going towards, for what they know. Obviously, they don't know the whole script. But Chris Hemsworth seemingly is getting quite a lot of it. Everything reporting from sort of Daniel Richtman and other sort of leakers are saying Chris Hemsworth is a big part of this film, which is a great thing, because I think he's one of the last big stars they've got still working there. I don't think the building of new stars has necessarily been brilliant. You know, some success stories, that's a good idea for a video. But yeah, I think it's been a mixed bag. Phases 4 and 5, as I've said before, I think most people would agree with that. But I think if they end it well, that's always people are going to be remembered. They're always what people are going to remember. It's how you leave them. So yeah, so I think those are my sort of thoughts without going into like too much detail. But it's great news that it's wrapped. So yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Are you excited for Avengers Doomsday? I am. Unashamedly, I am. But let me know in the comment section below. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and participating. Love ya. Bye bye.